Hello beautiful people and welcome back again to my channel. Please, if today is your first time coming across this channel, please hit on the subscribe button, like this video and share it to your friends. So on this channel I share sewing tutorials, and today I'll be sharing a lovely tutorial on how I made this beautiful shirt dress you are seeing right now on the screen. So if this is something you're interested in, please like and subscribe. So I'm cutting the back first, and in here I have my client's hip measurement divided by 4 plus extra 3 to 4 inches allowance. So I've gone ahead to mark a starting line which will serve as my shoulder line. The second line there that I'm marking is the bust line. So on the shoulder line, I'll come down by the waist line. Then I'll make a mark there, and I'll just go ahead and give it a straight line this way. So once I was done with that, right on that waistline, I'll be coming down by my client's hip point. So I'll be working with a hip point of 8 inches, and I'll go ahead and give it a straight line there. So I'll go ahead and measure the length of the dress I am working on. So I'm using the full length of the Ankara fabric. So the first line I have there is the shoulder line, I have the bust line, the waist line, the hip line, and the gown length. Now on this folded parts of the fabric, I'll be going in by 3 inches for my neck width measurements. So I'll make a mark there, and from that point I'll be coming down by 1.5 inches for the back neck depth. So I'll give it a curve this way, and I'll go in also by half of my shoulder measurement. I'll mark, come down by 1 inch for my shoulder slope, and I'll connect back to the neck width this way. So I'll be coming down by my chest line. Your chest line is your bust divided by 6 plus 1.5 inches. So I'll make a mark there, and I'll connect to my shoulder slope like this. So what I'll be doing next, I'll be taking the biggest circumference that I am working with divided by 4. I'll make a mark there. I'll be adding extra 3 inches allowance for ease. This is a shirt dress. You want it to be really free. So once I was done with that, I'll go ahead and curve my armhole this way. You can use your free hand. You can also decide to use your ruler if you have one. So on the waistline, I'm just going to deduct 1 inch from what I use at the bust line. So I want the waist to have a little bit of shape. That is why I am taking away 1 inch from what I use at the bust. So on the hip, I'll be using the exact measurement I used on the bust, which is the hip measurement plus extra 3 inches allowance. Then I'll connect this way. So what I have at that hip, I'll go ahead and mark the same thing at the hemline of my dress. And this is what I have, guys. So I'll be going up by 4 inches at the hemline. I'll be going up by 4 inches. I want to give this dress a curve. There's a curve at the hemline of this dress. So just go up by 4 inches for yours and connect towards the center this way, and this is what you have. Go ahead and blend out your curve nicely, and this is it, and you go ahead and cut this out. Next, I'll bring in these pieces which I'll be using to cut out the front part of this shirt dress. So this piece is bigger than the one I used for the back, so I'll place it on it this way, making sure to leave about 1 inch at this center part. Then I'll trace out all the other sides. The other sides will be exactly the same like the back. Now I will trace every other thing the same. So this 1 inch that I left at this center front, this is what I'll be using to join that is the button placket. You know that it was a black fabric that was used, as you can see from what I made. It was a black piece of fabric that was used for the button placket. So here, this is a piece of fabric that I have cut out for the button placket for that front. I have about 3 inches wide fabric here, and the length is very long. It is over um 50 inches long. So the length should be able to cover up for your gown length. So what I'm doing, I will go ahead and fold in half an inch this way. I'll fold in another half an inch, making it 1 inch. Then the remaining 2 inches, I'll be folding it into two like this, and it will be 1 inch this way. So I'll be using my hot iron to press this. So now this is a piece of fabric I'll be using to cut out the pockets. That is the four pockets for this dress. It's about 8.5 inches long and I think 6 inches wide. And I have four pieces here. So what I'll be doing, I'll be folding it into two this way. All four pieces, I'll be folding them into two, and I'll just make a slight curve. So as you can see, I just went up by 1 inch at that point, and I'm curving it to the center. And I'll use my scissors to cut this out. So by the time I open this up, it is going to have this round, beautiful shape. So this is what the four pocket pieces look like. Next, I'll take this my ironing table. I'll go ahead and fold half an inch all round these pocket pieces. I'll fold in half an inch. So you just want to do this carefully and nicely, so you not go ahead and change the shape of that round um pocket there. So next, this is what I'll be using for the pocket covers, and the width should exactly be the same thing as the width of your pocket, if you understand. So I have a width of 6 inches, and for the length, I'll go ahead and determine that. I'll use about 2 inches or two and a half for the width of, that is for the length of my pocket cover, and I'll keep this aside. Now these are all my four pocket pieces. You can see I've gone ahead to iron them neatly. I've gone ahead to fold in half an inch all round. And this is the button placket. You can see how I folded it. I folded half an inch first. I folded another half an inch, and I'll be making another equal fold. So this is what I have. I have two for both the right side and the left side. So this other piece here, this is what I'll be using for the band at the sleeve. So I'll be showing you how I did that. Now this is how I made the band that I'll be using for the sleeve. I have about 4.5 inches. I folded in half inch on one side, half inch on the other side before folding equally into two. Now I'll keep this aside. So these are the front pieces. I forgot that I did not cut out the front neckline. So remember I already used 1.5 for the back neck depth. I'll just be coming down by 1 extra inch, making it 2.5, and I'll cut it out for the both sides of the front. So after cutting, this is what I have. This is what I have. So what I'll be doing next, I'll be working on the button placket. So I'll bring in this button placket, this black button placket. I'll pick one side. I'll pick one side of this front. First of all, I'm marking out the wrong side of the fabric this way, so that it will be more easy for me to work with, because I'm working with a very quality Ankara fabric. So I'll use this button blanket that I have already prepared. I'll be sandwiching part of my shirt into this button placket. So you want to be very careful while you are doing this. Just make sure to sandwich just a little part of the sorry, of the shirts into, we added an allowance of 1 inch. So just sandwich part of that into your black fabric this way. Just go ahead and pin down neatly till you get to the end. And also you'll be doing the same thing for the other side. Once you are done pinning down neatly, then you can take to your sewing machine to make a straight stitch on it. Now I've gone ahead to do the same thing for the other side, and I've run a straight stitch to secure it in place nicely, and you can see what I have. You can go ahead and iron this out neatly. So after that, you bring it together this way. So this is a female shirt, and the right parts will be the parts overlapping, because the right part will have the buttonholes, while the left part of the shirt will have the button itself. So go ahead and just overlap it with just half an inch. Once you are done overlapping with half an inch, just pin down neatly this way. Just overlap and pin down neatly. Then next, you're going to bring in your back pieces and place it on it, and you'll be joining them at the shoulders. So just go ahead and place the both shoulders on it this way, right sides facing each other. So after joining the shoulders, this is what I have, as you can see. So at this point, if you have excesses at the armhole or at the back, please just go ahead and just trim it off. Just trim it off. At this point, it doesn't really mean anything. So trim it off, and next you'll be attaching your sleeve to this dress. So these are the sleeve I'll be attaching. I already have a tutorial, a pattern drafting tutorial on how to draft a basic sleeve on the channel. So you can just go ahead and check it out. Just go ahead and measure around the armhole of your shirt and use that video to just watch how to cut this sleeve. So I'm using this black fabric here to make up for the length of the sleeve, hence why I cut out that few inches there. So I'll just attach this black. Okay, I'll be attaching the sleeve first on my shirt, the main sleeve of my shirt. So I'll just make a notch at the middle of the sleeve, and I'll be joining it to that joining at my shirt. So after attaching, this is what I have. This is what it looks like, as you can see. And I've also gone ahead to attach the black fabric this way. So you'll be sandwiching this black fabric to the sleeve just the same way you did for the bottom plackets. And next, this is my pocket pieces. I'll just go ahead and determine where I am placing these 4 pocket pieces. Now from the shoulder, I'll be coming down by 9 inches. I'm coming down by 9 inches from the shoulder, and from the center, that is the bottom side, I'll be coming out by 3 inches. I'll be coming out by 3 inches at this center part, and from the shoulder, I'll be coming down by 9 inches. So I'll place my tape this way to make sure that it is 3 inches by 9. So I'll use my pins to secure this in place. So just use your pins to pin this down in place so that it does not move. Then I'll go ahead and do the same for the all other 3 remaining pieces. Now for the lower pocket pieces, I'll be coming down by my half length plus 1 inch. That is how I'll place the second pocket pieces, and from the bottom placket is going to be the same as 3 inches. So I'll be placing these second pieces after, that is 1 inch below my waist, and I'll do the same for the other side. So next, you want to make sure that you are pinning. You're going to be pinning the pockets to the shirt pieces, and just make sure that you're not pinning the pockets to both the front and the back. You're just pinning to the front. Then you take to your sewing machine. This part that I'm raising up, you take your sewing machine and just on it. You're not stitching that upper part to the shirts, because that is where you're going to be like putting your hand. So just don't stitch, just stitch on it separately. You don't have to stitch on the clothes. So after stitching on that place separately, you're going to be stitching the other two sides down to the front part of the shirt and the bottom that way. So just go ahead and stitch for all the 4 pocket pieces. Next, just go ahead and measure round your neckline, the neckline of your shirt. You can measure it separately, or you can go ahead and fold it this way and measure all around. So that what you measured is what you're going to be using to cut out the collar. So I already have a collar tutorial on the channel. You can just go ahead and check it out. So I'll be attaching my already prepared collar to these shirts. So just go ahead and check it out on my channel. It is right there on my channel. So I'll be attaching this collar to these shirts, and I'll bring it back to show you once I was done. So in the collar tutorial, you're going to be learning how to draft a basic shirt collar, how to be attaching it to the shirts. Now these are my pocket covers. As you can see, remember I said the width of my pocket covers is going to be exactly the width of my pockets, and the length will be 2 inches or 2.5 inches depending on what you want. So what I did, I went ahead to make a little curve only on one edge of this collar, this pocket cover, and this is what I have after turning it out. Just go ahead and do the same for you. Just make a little curve at one edge of the collar, and this is what I have. I'll iron this out and I'll show you what I have. So after ironing, this is what I have, you guys. You can see how it is looking. So I'll be bringing in my shirt pieces, and I'll be placing this collar on it this way. You can see that the width of the collar and the width of the pocket and the width of the pocket cover are the same. Just go ahead and stitch it this way. Then you bring it down, then make a top stitch on it. Please, you're not going to be covering the pocket opening with the pocket cover. So just make sure you're not covering the pocket opening. So after stitching, you can see this is what I have, looking all nice and clean. So we are gradually coming to the end of this tutorial, and please, if you have not liked at this point, please like this video, drop a comment and share to your friends. Also subscribe to my channel to see more beautiful videos like this. So next, I'll go ahead and measure the length of the shirt that I'm working with. So remember from the beginning of the video, I said I was using the whole Ankara length. So next, I'll be hemming the base of the dress, and that'll be all for this video. So you can see the beautiful outcome. So please like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.